She posted a TikTok mocking my pathetic anniversary gift compared to her co-workers. I saw it, packed her things into storage and changed the locks. She came home to a note with the storage unit code. Her 200 plus texts and calls went unanswered. Hey viewers, before we move on to the video, please make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the like button if you want to see more stories like this. Thanks. I'm Alex. 34, working as an IT specialist in a mid-sized city, stable job, nothing flashy, but it pays the bills and lets me plan for the future. I've always been the reliable type, loyal to a fault, committed. When I say I am, that's how things were with Emily. We met 4 years ago at a mutual friend's barbecue. She was vibrant, full of energy, the kind of person who lights up a room. I was drawn to that. She balanced out my more grounded vibe. We clicked fast, moved in together after a year, built a life in this cozy apartment I found, and mostly covered the rent from the start. I was all in. Emily had dreams of making it in marketing. But when we met, she was between jobs, bouncing from gig to gig. I didn't mind. I supported her. Remember that time she lost her position at that startup right after we started dating? I picked up extra freelance work to keep us afloat while she job hunted. Covered her student loans a few months when things got tight. Even helped her polish her resume and prep for interviews. When she landed this role at a trendy marketing firm last year, I was her biggest cheerleader through a little celebration dinner. The works, you've got this. I'd tell her, you're going places. Our relationship wasn't perfect, but I thought it was solid. I'd plan thoughtful dates like picnics in the park or road trips to nearby spots on weekends. For our 4th anniversary a couple months ago, I put real effort in. Money was a bit tight after helping her with some credit card debt, so I went personal. A custom photo album I made myself filled with pictures from our trips, inside jokes, and little notes about why I loved her. Paired it with a weekend getaway to a cabin. We talked about nothing extravagant, but meaningful. I wrapped it up and surprised her over breakfast. She smiled, said, thanks, but looking back, it felt off. Forced. Maybe lately things had shifted. Emily was glued to her phone more than ever, scrolling TikTok obsessively, posting about work vibes and self-growth. She'd come home late from team happy hours, raving about her co-workers, especially this guy, Jake, her super creative team lead. Jake's ideas are just next level. She'd say, eyes lighting up in a way that made my gut twist a little. I brushed it off as work stuff. Didn't want to be that jealous type. But she started comparing things subtly. Why don't we splurge more? Jake took the team to this fancy spot last week. I'd remind her about our budget and she'd roll her eyes. Call me practical, Alex. It stung, but I figured it was stress. Then the bomb dropped. I was chilling on the couch after work, mindlessly scrolling TikTok myself. Yeah, I have an account mostly for memes and tech tips. Her video popped up in my feed. At first, I thought it was cute. She was in our kitchen, holding up my photo album with a smirk. But then the caption hit, when your BF thinks a scrapbook is peak romance faced with tears of joy versus what a real man gifts. Number, anniversary, fail, number upgrade incoming. She panned to a flashy necklace, diamonds, or something sparkling tagged as from the best coworker ever at Jake Marketing Genius. In the video, she laughed, saying, guys, if your man's idea of special is this pathetic DIY thing, maybe it's time to level up. Jake gets it. Spoils you, right? Comments were pouring in. Girl, dump him. Jake sounds like husband material. My heart sank like a stone. After everything I'd sacrificed, extra hours, emotional support, building us up, she blasts me publicly like I'm some joke. I sat there staring at the screen, replaying it. The confusion hit first. Why? We just celebrated. She hadn't said a word about being unhappy. Then the hurt rolled in, wave after wave. I felt like I'd been punched, exposed to strangers as pathetic. But anger, it simmered sur. But I didn't lash out. No frantic calls. No confrontation. Instead, something clicked. Dignity. If that's how she saw me, fine. I wasn't begging for scraps. That night, Emily came home around 9:00 p.m. Later than usual, I heard the key in the lock, the door swinging open with her usual flurry, bag dropped on the floor, shoes kicked off. She called out, "Babe, you won't believe the day I had." Jake pitched this wild campaign idea, and the whole team lost it. Her voice was light, bubbly, like nothing was wrong. I was in the living room, laptop closed on the coffee table. The TikTok video still burned into my brain. I'd watched it a dozen times by then. Reading the comments, feeling the humiliation build, but I kept my cool, no yelling, no accusation. I wanted to see how she'd play it. Hey, I said evenly, standing up as she walked in. She froze for a second, reading my face, and then smiled. That practice smile. The one she used at work events. "What's up? You look serious." She plopped onto the couch, pulling out her phone like it was reflex. I sat across from her, keeping my voice steady. "I saw your TikTok, the one about the anniversary gifts." Her eyes flicked up, then back down. She laughed. A short, dismissive bark. "Oh, come on. Alex, it's just content. TikTok thrives on drama. People eat that stuff up. It's how I get views for work. Just content." I repeated, not raising my voice. "You called my gift pathetic. Compared it to Jake's necklace. Number upgrade. Incoming. That's how you feel?" She rolled her eyes, setting her phone aside with a sigh like I was the one being unreasonable. "God, you're overreacting. It was a joke. The photo album was sweet. Okay, but let's be real. It's a scrapbook. Jake's gift. That was next level. He surprised me with it at lunch today. Said it was for acing that client pitch. Diamonds. Alex, actual sparkle. If you want me to feel special, maybe step it up instead of playing it safe all the time." I felt that twist in my gut again. Sharper now. Step it up. "Emily, I plan that getaway. 2. We talked about the cabin for months, and Jake's just given you jewelry out of nowhere." She leaned forward, her tone shifting to that smug lecturing vibe she got when she thought she was winning an argument. "It's not out of nowhere. Jake gets me. He sees my potential, pushes me to be better. Unlike you, who's always practical and budget conscious. Newsflash. Life's too short for boring. If you're threatened by a coworker being nice, that's on you. Maybe if you were more ambitious, I'd post about your gifts instead." There it was. The comparison, the emotional gut punch. She wasn't just mocking the gift. She was mocking me, implying Jake was the upgrade. I pressed on, come as I could. "So this is about Jake. You've been spending a lot of time with him. Late nights, happy hours. Is there something going on?" Her face hardened, but she didn't deny it. Instead, she twisted the knife with that entitled logic. "What if there is? Jake makes me feel alive, excited. You're comfortable. Alex, but comfort's not enough anymore. I deserve Spark's adventure. If you can't give that, maybe I need space to figure out what I really want." She stood up, grabbing her bag. "I'm going out. Don't wait up and delete that video if it bothers you so much. Though it's already got 50k views. People agree with me." She walked out, slamming the door just hard enough to echo. I sat there in the silence, the apartment feeling emptier than ever. The confusion swirled. How had we gotten here? Flashbacks hit. Me staying up late to help her with presentations, celebrating her small wins, being her rock. When her family drama flared up last year, I'd given up weekends with friends to be there for her, and now reduced to pathetic. In a viral post, the unfairness burned, but I didn't chase her. No text pleading for explanation. Instead, resolve set in. If she wanted space, she'd get it. All of it. While she was out, probably with Jake or venting to friends, I started packing methodically, no rush, her clothes from the closet, folded into boxes, makeup, books, that necklace from Jake, tossed on top like an afterthought. I loaded it all into my car, drove to the storage unit a few miles away, the one we'd rented for extra stuff last year, rented a new locker under my name, paid cash for a month. Back home, I called a 2-4 hour locksmith. Guy showed up within the hour, changed the locks while I brewed coffee. no drama, just efficiency. B20A M. It was done. I left a note on the kitchen counter. Emily, I saw the video and heard what you said tonight. Your things are in storage unit number 789 at the place on Elm Street. Code is 4321. Take care. Alex, simple, no bitterness. Then I blocked her number temporarily just to breathe and crashed on the couch. The silence was deafening. But for the first time in months, it felt like clarity. The next morning, I woke to my phone buzzing nonstop. Not from her, since she was blocked. But voicemails piling up from unknown numbers. Friends. Maybe I ignored them. Focused on the day. Work was a blur. Debugging code. Meetings. But it grounded me. By evening, I'd unblocked her to see what I was dealing with. The flood hit over 50 texts already. Starting casual, escalating fast. Where are my things? This isn't funny. Alex, seriously. You packed me out over a TikTok. Grow up, then please call me. We need to talk. Jake was just a flirt. Nothing happened. By the third day, they turned pleading. I'm staying at a friend's. This is crazy. I miss our place. Let's fix this. I didn't respond. Not once. The silence was my shield, letting me process the betrayal without her noise. Days stretched into a week. I hit the gym, something I'd slacked on while prioritizing us. Reconnected with old buddies over beers. They were shocked, but supportive. Dude, that video was brutal. One said, you deserve better. Work picked up to a project lead role opened, and I threw myself in. Nailing it, promotion talk. Started swirling internally. The hurt lingered. Nights staring at the ceiling. Replaying her words. Pathetic. Boring. It confused me. Had I missed the signs? But slowly it shifted. The unfairness fueled me. I wasn't the villain here. She was. Her attempts ramped up. Voicemails. Alex, pick up. My sister's freaking out. Says, you're being heartless. Then her sister called directly, voice dripping with unpleasant judgment. Listen, Emily's a mess because of you. That video was harmless. Fun, men. Like you always overreact when a woman speaks her mind. Apologize and let her come home. I hung up mid-rant. No words wasted. Mutual friends chimed in. At first, defending her, she's sorry. Men, give her a chance. But as whispers spread, sides shifted. Turns out the TikTok backfired. Comments turned on her. Once people dug into context, girl, if he's paying your bills, that's ungrateful. Karma crept in sly at first. I heard through the grapevine, our overlapping social circle, that things with Jake imploded fast. He'd been gifting her to stroke his ego, but he was unstable. Office rumors of him harassing other women. A pending HR complaint. When it blew up, he ghosted her cold, blocked her everywhere. She tried to play it off at work. But the drama tanked her reputation. Clients pulled back. Her boss sidelined her on projects. Then the axe fell, fired for performance issues, hoed for the mess she'd stirred. Without a job, bills piled up. Her credit cards maxed from those self-growth splurges. Friends distanced themselves. Even her family grumbled about bailing her out again. The text hit 100 by week 2. Alex, I'm sorry. The video was stupid. Jake's a yerk. He used me. Can we meet? I need my stuff. And you, desperation, seeped in. Please. I'm crashing on couches. This isn't fair. Then anger bubbled, ignoring me. Real mature. You think you're better now. Over 200 by month's end. A mix of please, excuse, and rants. Her family doubled down. Her mum emailed, toxic as hell. You've ruined her life over a joke. Be a man and take her back. I archived it all untouched. Meanwhile, my life bloomed. The promotion came through. Bigger salary. Remote flexibility. I traveled solo for the first time in years. Hiked trails we'd planned but never did. Joined a cooking class. Met new people. The apartment felt like mine now. Rearranged fresh paint. Internal voice from vulnerable, why me, to calm resolve her loss. The silence I'd imposed became peace. She unraveled. I rebuilt. The attempts didn't stop at texts and calls. By the second month, Emily escalated, showing up places She knew I'd be. First was the gym. I posted a vague story on my private socials about a workout milestone, and somehow she caught wind. I was mid-set when I saw her in the lobby mirror. Hair disheveled, eyes puffy like she'd been crying. She waved frantically, but I finished my reps, wiped down the bench, and headed to the lockers without a glance. Dignity. Remember, but she followed. Alex, wait up. Her voice cracked as she caught me by the door. I turned. Expression neutrale. No warmth. No anger. What the hell? You've ignored me for weeks. Over a stupid video. I crossed my arms. Voice flat. Emily, what do you need? She stepped closer. Words tumbling out in a desperate rush. I need to talk. Please. That TikTok was a mistake. I was chasing likes, trying to fit in at work. Jake. He fled on me. Made me feel important. But it was nothing real. He dumped me like trash after the HR stuff blew up. I'm sorry. Okay. I see now how good we had it. You were always there and I took it for granted. Her eyes searched mine for sympathy, but I gave none. And I want to come home. She pressed, voice breaking. I've been couch surfing, applied for jobs, but nothing sticks. My friends bailed after seeing how I treated you. The videos deleted, but the damage... Alex, we can start over. Remember our trips. The cabin idea. Let's do that. I'll make it up to you. I shook my head slowly. No. Her face twisted. Desperation, flip into frustration. No. Just like that. You're acting like I cheated or something. It was emotional. Yeah. But not physical. Jake was a phase. My sister's right. You're cold for this. Blocking me, changing locks. Who does that? Your choices led here. I said calmly, turning to leave. But she grabbed my arm. Wait. I'm begging, Alex. I have nothing left. Family's tired of helping. They say I screwed up big time. Even mum thinks I was ungrateful. Please. Just coffee. Hear me out. I pulled away gently but firmly. I've heard enough. Take care of yourself. Walked out. Her, please. Echoing behind that night. More texts. How can you be so heartless? I thought you loved me. Then Inga? Fine. Keep ignoring. You'll regret this when I'm back on top. Her true colors, entitled Manipulative, shone through, but it didn't faze me. I'd evolved past caring. A week later, another ambush at the coffee shop near work. I was grabbing a latte when she slid into the seat across from me, looking thinner, more worn. Alex, don't walk away. This is serious. I'm broke. Might lose my car. Jake ruined everything. He was abusive, controlling, yelled at me over nothing, then blocked me. I need help. Or us. Us. I echoed, sipping my coffee without offering her one. Yes, I learned my lesson. No more social media drama. I'll appreciate you. Post about how great you are. Please. Hypocrisy at its finest. I set the cup down. Goodbye. Emily stood and left. Her voice rising to angry sobs. You're a jerk. Everyone says so. But everyone didn't. Mutual friends had ghosted her. 2. Texting me. Apologies for defending her initially. It all culminated at our mutual friend Mike's birthday party last month. A casual backyard gathering. I'd almost skip, but Mike insisted. Come on, man. You've been MIA. Emily won't be there. She's persona non gratada. After that mess, I showed up feeling good. New haircut, fitted shirt from my gym gains, chatting easily with the group. Life was solid. Promotion locked in. Planning a solo trip to Europe. Even dipped into dating apps with promising chats. No rush. But the freedom felt earned. Halfway through, the gate creaked. Emily, uninvited, slipping in like a shadow. Disheveled dress. Makeup smudged, clutching a bottle of cheap wine as a peace offering. Whispers rippled. Mike shot me a look, but I nodded. Handle it my way. She believed for me. Eyes desperate in the fire. Pit glow. Alex, she whispered. Voice trembling. I had to come. Mike's friend let it slip. Please talk to me. I've hit rock bottom. Jobless. Crashing with a cousin who hates me. Jake, total monster. Cheated on me. 2. Left me with nothing. I see what I lost. Now, you were stable. Kind, I was blind. People glanced over. The contrast, stark, hair frantic. Me composed with a beer in hand. I set it down, voice low. And even Emily, this isn't the place, but it has to be. I've texted hundreds of times, called till my phone died. My family tried. Sis said you're stubborn. Mum called you selfish. They're wrong. I am. Let's rebuild. Remember what we had. I do every sacrifice you made. I'll change. I mit hergeze. Indifferent. Now, like addressing a stranger. Well, we had ended with that video. And your words, your choices, Jake, the mockery showed me the truth. I've moved on, built a life without the chaos. Promotion at work, trips planned, real peace. You're a closed chapter, irrelevant to where I'm going. Her face crumpled, tears flowing, irrelevant. After 4 years, that's cruel. You don't care. I suffered. Jake abused me, isolated me, took my confidence. Now I'm alone, broke, and you're fine. No sympathy needed. I said firmly, no hint of care. You discarded me publicly. Karma handled the rest. Focus on yourself. Now, she stepped back, anger flashing through the desperation. Fine. Enjoy your peace, but you'll miss me when you're bored again. Everyone sees you're the villain here. Hypocrisy peaked, blaming me for her downfall. Guests murmured. Mike escorted her out gently. Her sobs fading. That was it. Final texts came, furious rants. Then silence. I blocked for good. No regret. Looking back, the betrayal was outrageous. The silence healing. Now I'm free. Thriving. If you're reading this and it resonates, know this. Walk away with dignity. The reversal comes. Thanks for watching. Make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the like button. What do you think about this story? Share it in the comments.